Hey, what's up and welcome to my new video. So today a new comparison, and as you can see it's a little bit a weird comparison because this is an iPhone 7 and this one it's my iPhone 14 Pro Max. So the comparison itself, it doesn't make any sense at all. It is only for fun as always. I just want to see how iPhone has changed in 7th generation of iPhone, of course. So let's start this video and let's see how this iPhone 7 will perform against the newest iPhone 14 Pro Max. So as the first test, let's turn on these two devices and let's see who turned on first. I'm gonna press the power button together. I will not be surprised on the results of this test, of course, but as I said before, just for fun. And yes, of course, the iPhone 14 Pro Max, it is the fastest. Then let's try to open up some apps and then we will try some benchmark, of course, because I have everything set up right here. But before that, I'm gonna tell you that I don't have any app open in the background here on the iPhone 7, and also I don't have any background app here on my iPhone 14 Pro Max. A fair comparison, they are both connected to the same Wi-Fi, and the iPhone 7, it is at right now 93% of battery, and the iPhone 14 Pro Max, it is at 47. So I didn't charge up my iPhone 14 Pro Max because, I mean, this test will be very, very fast. So it doesn't make any sense to charge up this phone right here because it can last me like 2 days. So let's open up some apps and let's see who is the fastest between these two phones. So let's try maybe Instagram, for example. So of course, the iPhone 14 Pro Max, it is the fastest. Let's try the TikTok app. Of course, the fastest, it is the iPhone 14 Pro Max. Let's try, for example, the Amazon app. Of course, first, the iPhone 14 Pro Max. I'm not logged here on the Amazon app, but whatever. And let's try Twitter, for example. Not too bad for the iPhone 7, in my opinion. Let's try, for example, the YouTube app that is a little bit heavier, maybe. And it is very, very fast on the iPhone 14 Pro Max compared to this iPhone 7. Let's try, for example, to scroll through the settings right here. And let's see how it is, both of these phones. Just remember that this is 60 Hz and this one, it is 120 Hz, of course. So you can see the smoothness, but you cannot spot the difference in this video because this video is only at 30 FPS. So let's open up, for example, the camera app, of course. Very fast on both of these phones, actually. Didn't expect that, but very fast indeed. Maybe the dialer. Very fast on both of these phones. Let's try, for example, some benchmark. So let's start with Geekbench. Let's run the CPU benchmark. Of course, it's gonna take a while, so I'm gonna speed up the video right here. So of course, on the iPhone 14 Pro Max, it is already finished because it is blazing fast, but we're still gonna wait for the iPhone 7. So finally, we have the score from the iPhone 7 right here, and as you can see, it is less than a half with the single core score. It is like a quarter on the multi-core score. So we have a lot of difference, of course. Here we have the latest version of the iOS 16.3.1, and here we have still iOS 15.7 because it is the last version for the iPhone 7. Here we can say the difference is because here we have the Apple A10 Fusion and here we have the A16 Bionic, of course. Here we have 6 core against 2 cores, and the difference is pretty big actually. And here we have 6 GB of RAM, and on the iPhone 7 we had 2 GB. So I'm gonna show you the score right here if you are interested into that. I'm gonna just scroll through all of this stuff, but anyway, the differences are very, very big indeed. Then we can try, of course, the 3D Mark. So this is a graphic benchmark, and it's gonna take a while for sure, especially on the iPhone 7. So let's see how much time to finish on the iPhone 7. If it's even starting, I don't know if it's working, but we are gonna see it right now. On the iPhone 14 Pro Max, of course, it's already started and it is going. So let me put the phone on this side right here so you can see it better. I don't think it's gonna start on the iPhone 7, but let's wait a little bit more. So here on the iPhone 14 Pro Max, the test is already finished, and on the iPhone 7, it is still on the loading page, and actually it is moving, but it is very, very slow. Here we have the score of this benchmark if you are interested into that, but I mean, these are just numbers, and I wanted to see only the differences between the frame rate against this iPhone 7, but I'm gonna wait a while and see if it starts. And yes, seems like it is started. Of course, we have a big difference in frame rate on this test because it's a very, very demanding test on the GPU, so on the graphics. I mean, it is just surprising that it is even starting on this phone, in my opinion, because let's remind that this one is an iPhone 7, so 7th generation of iPhone behind this one, so the 14 Pro Max. So the test has already finished actually, and the overall score, it is not that low. Of course, the resolution and all of that stuff, it is very different from a phone to another, but as I said before, it is already surprising that it is working still on this iPhone 7. And we can see, of course, also the battery percentage that here has dropped by 1%, and here on the iPhone 7 it is dropped by 6%, because right now it is at 80%, so I would say 7%, because here the starting battery was 87%. Let's start some big games and let's try the Genshin Impact. I will do that first with one phone and then with another, because I cannot do it both together because I have only one account. So I will show you how it runs here on the iPhone 7 first and then on the iPhone 14 Pro Max. So the loading time are not the shortest one, we can say, and the phone it's already pretty warm on the back, but the game runs. I mean, it's not running like at the best, we can say, but it runs. So if you wanted to play Genshin Impact on the iPhone 7, you could do it. I mean, as I said, not the fastest phone on the planet, of course, but yes, you can play it very well. The settings, of course, are everything on the lowest. I mean, pretty much on the lowest option. I can set up the 60 FPS mode right here, and let's see how it works on this phone. It says that it can overheat, of course, but yeah, pretty much it is a good experience overall. I mean, if you are in a fight or maybe with some more explosion and all of that stuff, of course it will not be that fluid, but I mean, as I said before, it is playable. And let's remember that this is a phone from like some years ago, so not bad at all. Let's see it now on the iPhone 14 Pro Max. So let's start the game. And of course, the loading time will be like shorter on the iPhone 14 Pro Max. At least I hope so. And of course, the game, it's already loaded. It took only a few seconds. And of course, it is another experience because we have pretty much, I think, everything on high. I'm not sure of it. Yeah, on high. And something it is on medium, but let's set up the 120 FPS here because we have the 120 Hz screen. So let's take advantage of that. And the experience is extremely smooth. So it is for real another game. I mean, this is really some other stuff. As I said, on the iPhone 7 it is playable, but here it is really enjoyable. So of course the difference, it is very big. Let's try also this Call of Duty on the iPhone 7 because I am very curious about that. So the loadings on Call of Duty are not that long like the Genshin Impact loadings, but let's see how it runs on this weird mode right here. I just picked one random mode, and yeah, I think it's running really good actually. I don't know the settings actually on this mode right here, but it's really smooth. It's set it onto medium. That's actually very good. It is actually really responsive, so I think that's a very good game. I mean, it's very optimized in my opinion, because it's running very smooth. Then let's see it on the iPhone 14 Pro Max really quickly. So indeed, the loadings are quicker, and it says also to reconnect me to the game, so we're gonna see how it is on the same map and on the same mode. It is of course a little bit smoother, and actually the bigger screen, it helps really a lot to play on this on games like this, because you have to have like 2 fingers on your screen, and so the bigger screen estate, I mean, it's really useful. And let's see like a second the settings. Let's go onto audio and graphics. It is set it on very high, and on the frame rate it is set to high, but we're gonna see it of course on max because it says that it consumes more power, but it is smoother indeed. So if I have to play this game, of course you will have to play on this mode too, because you have to take advantage of the 120 Hz screen, like I said before. So this was the strange comparison between these two phones, and actually here we had the battery at 47%, I guess, at the start of this comparison, and now it is at 45. Here we had like 80, 83% or 85%, if I'm not wrong, maybe. So now it is at 69%. If you are interested into this strange comparison, just leave a like down below, because it will be very much appreciated. Let's test the multitasking on these two phones. Actually, let's open up the first application here, that is Instagram, and I don't see any loadings actually. Very strange, because I was expecting a loading on the iPhone 7. Let's open up maybe YouTube, for example, right here. No loadings, so very good actually. Let's open up the Geekbench score. Yeah, here we have a reload. I mean, it's a little bit bugged. I don't know what's happening, but yeah, there it is. A little bug, but overall, it is still a very quick phone, in my opinion, considering the years that this phone have, and we can say that it aged very well. Anyway, that was the comparison. If you did like this video, just hit a like button down below, because it's free, and also subscribe if you haven't already, so you will not miss other comparison between phones, and not only that, so make sure to subscribe right now. Anyway, as always, thank you for watching this video, and I will see you in my next one. Bye for now.